All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What is going on, SHIPIT Nation YouTube station, back with the Tuesday, March 12th NHL quick hit video here for this 10-game slate on FanDuel and DraftKings. If you guys are new, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, helps us out a ton. And if you are not a member yet, head over to shipitnation.com. Use that code MASTERS15, gets you 15% off any package you do choose for life. Get in now for the players this week. Stay for the Masters is our slogan here. Right now, you get a full month of content for 15% off. If you do the PGA only, it comes out to about $1 a day for the package. I highly suggest doing the All Access Pass. Brings it down to under $60 a month. Comes out to about $2 to $3 a day per month if you do that package there. For all sports, we got you covered. Projections, ownership, course fit, tier rankings, core and value port, player pools, slate plans. We got the Stone. Got Showdown, best Showdown content in the business, education course, and then obviously, of course, the Discord. Use that promo code MASTERS15, gets you 15% off for life, whatever package you do choose. Gets you access to the players and the Masters. You get two majors under the PGA season for the cheapest all-in rate in the industry. But if not, just hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Helps us out a ton. Let's jump right in, talk about this slate. We're going to start with my favorite stack, probably everyone's favorite stack of the night here. It's Philly, heaviest total on the slate. Philly minus 320 favorites here at home against the Sharks team, who is just not very good, right? 16-47 on the year. Philly's about a 500 hockey team, but they're much better than the Sharks here. All these guys are in play for me. My favorite line is probably going to be this top line with Courtier, Konechny, and Forster here. But the second line with Tippett, Farabee, and Morgan Frost, also great. Owen Tippett, second line, second power play. He's leading this team in shots per game over the last 5. I think he's a great play. You can even grab some value plays once I talk about value sections on this third line. Guys like Garnett, Hathaway, Cates, and Pooling. So overall, all three lines are in play for me. Philly, you got some value, you got some studs at the top end. Great spot, great matchup for them. Another team I'm looking at here is actually going to be a team that I haven't played too much this season, but it's going to be Columbus here. Don't play them too much when they're 22-42 hockey team, but the time you play them is when they're playing another team that's equally as bad in Montreal here. Looking at the expected goal numbers, I like the spot for Columbus. Columbus, my favorite dog on the entire slate. Montreal at home over the last 10 games, giving up over 3.5 expected goals against, give the most high danger chances as well. I like this spot here for Columbus quite a bit. Alexander Nylander is playing great hockey right now. He's skating next to Texier and Sillinger. Really like that third line there. We got some nice value there. At the second line with Kirill Marchenko here, Vornikov, and Fix Wolanski here. The second line overall, great plays there. And obviously you got the top line with Chinikov, Boone Jenner, Johnny Gaudreau. That's my favorite line here if I'm going to these guys. Overall, Columbus, very, very cheap here. Good matchup. I think Columbus comes out, wins this hockey game, scores some goals. They're a great secondary stack, in my opinion, here on the slate at the price points. I love them here tonight. Another team I have some interest in here is not going to be Colorado. It's actually going to be the team facing Colorado here. And this is a numbers play here for me. Looking at the numbers, Colorado on the road is not the same team they are at home here. But on the flip side, Calgary at home is much better team in terms of, especially in terms of expected goals against. They're the fourth best team in the entire NHL over the last 10 games on home ice in expected goals for, sitting at 3.6. It's almost a full goal higher than their actual goal total over the last 10 games at home. So I expect some good goal regression to come eventually from these guys. Really like this top line with Huberdeau, Pelletier, and Sharangovich. Nazem Kadri, Blake Coleman, and Kuzmenko is a great line as well. Top two lines for me for Calgary I think are great plays. I prefer actually the second line. I think they get a better matchup. Not having to chase around McKinnon and Rantanen all night. So give me this Calgary line, like lines 1, like lines 2 here tonight. Another team I'm looking at here, team that's probably going to get a decent amount of ownership. It's a home Chicago Blackhawks team here, facing the Ducks on the road. Basically, these teams are two pretty equivalent teams here. I'm just looking at the numbers. Ducks on the road, very, very one of the worst teams in the road over the last 10 games here. Seth Jones at 5'9", one of the best D-men plays on the entire slate. Anaheim ranks 29th in the league. So if you're looking for a D-man, he's averaging 4 shots per game over the last 5. I think he's an excellent play. But with Connor Bedard being back, with Foligno and Kershev, give me this top line. Bedard, one of my favorite center plays on the entire slate. Anaheim ranks 29th. Stack him with Seth Jones. You got a nice 2-man stack there. Throw in a Nick Foligno, and you got a cheap 3-man stack. All correlate together on the power play. That's one of my favorite secondary stacks on the entire slate. Really, really like that 3-man stack of Foligno, Bedard, and Seth Jones here tonight. Last team you can take a look at here tonight is going to be these Minnesota Wild. Coming off a nice win against Nashville. They won 2 games before that. Lost a game in the middle there. 3-1 in their last 4. The game they lost was in Colorado, 2-1, hard-fought match. But I like the Wild here to bounce back at home. Coyotes over the last 10 road games have been the worst team on the road in terms of actual goals against and expected goals against here. Really like this top line with Eriksson Ek, Matt Boldy, and Kirill Kaprizov here. That's your spend-up line of choice here for me tonight. Really like that top line. Boldy's back, has rejuvenated this offense. I like that. Kirill Kaprizov obviously has been playing incredible hockey all season long. So really, really like this top line for Minnesota here. Probably one of my favorite spend-up line stacks of the entire slate. Looking at some value plays at each position, we're going to start with the center position. Going to go right back to that Minnesota team. Going to go down to that third line, skating with Foligno and Beckman, but it's going to be Freddie Gaudreau here, 2.7K. He's averaging over 2 shots per game over the last 5. Going to play you his 15 to 17 minutes here at 2.7K in a matchup where Arizona ranks dead last against centers, 32nd in the league. Give me some Freddie Gaudreau here tonight. Really like him. Going to a team that I didn't talk about yet, but it's more of a matchup play. It's Jordan Greenway here, second liner, second power play. Detroit ranks 30th in the league against centers. Jordan Greenway going to play you his 18 to 20 minutes. He's averaging over 2 shots per game over the last 5. He's at home here, getting power play time, 3.6K. Jordan Greenway for the Sabres, I think, is a good option here. And then one more option going to the chalk of the slate, heaviest favorite on the slate. It's Ryan Poehling here, 3.4K. Talked about liking that third line a little bit here. I like third liners more at home. San Jose ranks 27th in the league against centers. Ryan Poehling, 3.4K, highest implied team total on the slate. I think he's a great value play here on this slate. Jumping over to the value wing position, I'm going to start with my favorite value wing on the entire slate. It's Alexander Texier here, third liner for Columbus on the road in Montreal. Montreal ranks 31st in the league against left wings. Texier's averaging 12 fantasy points per game over the last 5. He's averaging 14 to 15, 16 minutes. He's taking over 2 shots per game, and he's 2.8K. Really, really like the spot for Alexander Texier here. Going back to Chicago here, a guy that I think you can play is going to be Colin Blackwell here. On the other side of that Anaheim game, Blackwell going to play you for 14 minutes roughly. He's averaging nearly 3 shots per game. And Anaheim actually ranks 29th in the league against left wing. So, battle, I prefer the Blackhawks in that game. Again, I talked about liking the Blackhawks at home here. I like Colin Blackwell at 2.9K as a value here on the slate. Another value play you can play, newly acquired Michael Bunting here for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Another matchup play, Ottawa ranks 27th in the league. He's getting top line, top power play, skating next to Sidney Crosby and Brian Rust. Coming over from Carolina, Michael Bunting, I think, is a great value play at 3.8K as a one-off here. If you need a guy up in that upper 3K range, Michael Bunting for the Pittsburgh Penguins. And then on his same team here, another guy, Riley Smith, at 3.7K, second line, second power play, skating next to Malkin and Pustonen here. Riley Smith, I think, is another solid option. Going to get you 17 to 18 minutes. Going to take about 2 to 3 shots per game. Has a decent floor, solid ceiling there, getting power play time. I think he's a solid option as well. Jumping over into some value D-men you can take a look at here. Owen Power, I'm going to start there. 3.5K. This guy's going to play 24 minutes roughly. He's going to block you some shots. He's going to shoot the puck. He's getting some power play time. I think he's a great option for Buffalo here in a matchup where Detroit ranks 28th versus D-men. He's also at home, 3.5K. I think he's good. Another guy for Montreal, actually, against Columbus. It's more of a matchup play. I'm going to call him Arbor X because I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but Arbor X, 2.9K for Montreal. D-men here. Going to play 17 to 18 minutes, but he's a shot blocker. And he also is averaging over 2.5 shots per game over the last 5, getting second power play time. Columbus ranks 31st in the league against D-men. So I think Arbor X at 2.9K is a solid value guy on the slate. Going back to Buffalo here, Bowen Byram, top line, top power play here in a matchup where Detroit, like I said, ranks 28th in the league. I think that's an evenly matched game there. I like the spot. He's going to play 22 to 26 minutes, anywhere in that range. He's played 25 and 26 minutes in his last 2 games since he sat out against Detroit. Like the spot, like the matchup, getting top power play time as well. Bowen Byram at 3.4K is a solid option. And then the last guy you can look at is Alex Vlasic here for Chicago. Anaheim ranks 29th in the league against D-men. He's going to play 20-plus minutes here, block you some shots, take some shots as well. 3K flat. I think he's a solid option on the slate for some D-men. Talking goalies, we're going to start with the highest priced goalie on the slate, Samuel Ersson here, heaviest favorite on the slate. I think he's in play just due to the favorite. He's pretty locked in to get the win, I would assume, here tonight for Philly. Obviously, anything can happen. 8.5K is expensive, but there's a lot of value on the slate. So Samuel Ersson, I think, is in play for me. Another spend-up goalie that you can look at here, Philip Gustav. I think I prefer him over Ersson just because I like Minnesota's chances here at home. Like them a lot here, and you save a little bit of money. So Philip Gustav, I think Philip Gustafsson is also a better goalie than Ersson, but both of them are good. Those would be my 2 spend-up goalies of choice. 2 cheaper goalies you can look at. First one, Peter Mrazek here for Chicago. Talked about like in Chicago here at home. Peter Mrazek, 7.8K. Should see some shot volume as well from Anaheim. I think his upside's there. I like Peter Mrazek at 7.8K. And then the last guy I will bring up is probably going to get a decent amount of ownership here is going to be Igor Shesterkin here. 7.2K is just too cheap here. I get it. He is on the road in Carolina, but New York's a great hockey team here. Carolina's also good. It's only a 5.5 total here. Igor Shesterkin at 7.2K is just too cheap for his talent and being a good goalie on one of the best teams in the entire NHL. Igor Shesterkin will be my cheap goalie of choice here at 7.2K. That's going to do it for this edition of the NHL Quick Hit. Again, if you guys haven't saw at the start, use that promo code MASTERS15 to get you 15% off any package you do choose, whether you choose the PGA only. But I would recommend joining the All Access Monthly Pass. Takes it to under $70 or under $60 a day a month. Brings it out to about $2 to $3 per day. When you think about it, all sports, you get the players, you get the Masters, 2 majors in the golf season. If you just sign up for a month, check it out. We got you covered for all sports, NBA, NFL, MLB's coming around the corner. You'll get some of the MLB season. Obviously, the PGA there, as you can see. So use that promo code MASTERS15 if you are not a member yet. But that's going to do it for this edition of the NHL Quick Hit. Appreciate you guys watching. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button on the way out. As always, my final content will be live for subscribers. For myself, Nadesify. Let's ship it.